All right. So if you haven't already, let's come into standing, Samastiti. And as you're standing at the top of your mat, let's just drop right into our breathing. So Ujjayi Pranayam, just feeling the sound, the sensation, the movement of that breath across the back of the throat, into the belly, maybe even down into the pelvic floor. So listening to that breath, that sound of the ocean as you inhale and exhale. So as I've said many times, the opening intention in Ashtanga is really, it's an offering of gratitude for the practice itself, for the tradition, but it's also an acknowledgement of our own capacity to be our own best healers and to let the practice really serve that kind of awakening. So I just want to mention that and invite you to explore that as you practice. Really that healing intention to really offer kindness and care as you practice. So let's just keep breathing and let that resonate for a moment if it does for you. Just sensing that breath, really grounding yourself with that awareness. And we'll begin with Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B. I'm going to count with the Sanskrit counting as we do those sun salutations. And we'll just use that as a time to really establish a rhythm of our breath. So even if yours doesn't match mine exactly, just starting to really find that rhythm inside. So let's begin with Ekam, inhale, reaching up, palms touch, gaze to the thumbs. Dway, exhale, bow forward over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening, coming halfway up. Chatwari, exhale, you can step into high plank or chaturanga. Pancha, inhale, lifting into upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, rolling into downward facing dog. Breathing about 5 full deep breaths right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last exhale is 5. Sapta, inhale, feet to the hands, lengthening. Ashto, exhale, bowing forward. You can bend your knees any amount. Nawa, inhale, rise, reach, and look up. And then exhale back to Samastitihi. Good. Again, Ekam, inhale, reaching up. Dway, exhale, bow forward over the legs. Trini, inhale, just hugging the legs, lengthening the spine. Chatwari, exhale, move the feet back and lower down. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 5 full deep breaths here. This is 1. As you're breathing, just really settling in, finding that midline connection as you breathe. Deep sense of lifting below the navel. Let's call this exhale number 4. And one more exhale is number 5. Sapta, inhale, feet to the hands, hug the legs in, lengthen the spine, look up. Ashto, exhale, bowing all the way down over the legs. Nawa, inhale, rising up, lift the arms and looking up. And exhale, arms down, Samastitihi. Good. Inhale, Ekam, reaching up. Dway, exhale, bow over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening and looking up. Chatwari, exhale, stepping back, maybe lowering down. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog, full deep breath in. Shat, exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here about 5 full deep breaths. So I want to invite you again to, with your intention, to also sense if there's a way that the structure and the framework of the practice actually creates the space to be a little more free to actually explore how to take care of yourself in a deeper way. Let's call this number 3 as you exhale. 4. One more exhale is 5. Sapta inhale, feet to the hands, lengthening, coming halfway up. Ashta exhale, bow all the way down, let the head follow. Nawa inhale, rise, reach, and look up. And exhale back to Samastitihi. Good. Continue. Ekam, inhale, reaching up. Dway, exhale, bow over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening. Hog the legs, lengthen the belly. Chatwari, exhale, step back, lower halfway. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, downward facing dog. 5 full deep breaths here. This is 1. 2, really grounding to the midline, lengthening through the arms, legs, and spine. 3. 4. And 1 more exhale is 5. Sapta inhale, feet to the hands and lengthening, coming halfway up. Ashto exhale, bowing all the way down, heavy head, light belly. Nawa inhale, rise, reach, and look up. And exhale back to Samastitihi. 1 more time, please. Ekam, inhale, reaching up. Dway, exhale, bow over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening, looking up. Chatwari, exhale, stepping back, maybe lowering. Pancha, inhale, lifting into upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, rolling into downward facing dog. 5 full deep breaths. See if you can really bow your head, take a steady gaze with your eyes, and lengthen through the arms, legs, and spine. Let's take another full breath all the way out here. And then feet to the hands. Take that inhale, Sapta, lengthening, looking up. Ashto, exhale, bow all the way down. Nawa, inhale, rising, reaching, looking up. And exhale back to Samastitihi. Good, let's move into Sun Salutation B. Ekam, inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms, look up. Dway, exhale, bow over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening, looking up. Chatwari, exhale, step to Chaturanga or plank. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, downward facing dog. Sapta, inhale, right foot forward between the hands, warrior 1, all the way up. Ashto, exhale, hands down, step back, maybe Chaturanga. Nawa, inhale, upward facing dog. Disha, exhale, downward facing dog. Ekadasha, left foot between the hands, drop the right foot, rise all the way up. Dwadasha, exhale, hands down, step to Chaturanga or plank. Trayodasha, inhale, upward dog. Chaturdasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a few deep breaths here. This is 1. 2, listening to the sound, sensation, movement of the breath. 3. 4. And last exhale is 5. Panchadasha, bring feet to the hands, lengthen, come halfway up. Shodasha, bow all the way down over the legs. Saptadasha, bend the knees, lift the arms, look up, gaze to the thumbs. And exhale back to Samastitihi. Good. Again, please. Ekam, inhale, bend and reach. Dway, exhale, bow over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening, looking up. Chatwari, exhale, step back and lower. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, downward facing dog. Sapta, inhale, right foot forward, rise into warrior 1. Ashto, exhale, hands down, step back and lower. Nawa, inhale, upward facing dog. Disha, exhale, downward facing dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward, rise into Virabhadasana 1. Dwadasha, exhale, hands down, step back and lower. Triyodasha, inhale, upward facing dog. Chaturdasha, exhale, downward facing dog. 5 full deep breaths. This is 1. Sensing, channeling, conveying your intention as you breathe 2. It's really an intention of gratitude, wisdom, compassion. That's all. 1 more exhale is 5. Panchadasha, bring feet to the hands, lengthen, come halfway up. Shodasha, exhale, bow all the way over the legs. Saptadasha, into Utkatasana, lift the arms and look up. And exhale back to Samastitihi. Good. Continue, please. Ekam, inhale, bend and reach. Dway, exhale, bow over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening, looking up. Chatwari, exhale, step back, maybe lower. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, downward facing dog. Sapta, inhale, right foot forward, rise into warrior 1. Ashto, exhale, hands down, step back. Nawa, inhale, upward facing dog. Dasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward, Virabhadrasana 1, inhale. Dwadasha, exhale, hands down, step back. Triyodasha, inhale into upward facing dog. Chaturdasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take that, actually take 5 full deep breaths here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and last exhale here is 5. Panchadasha, feet to the hands, lengthen, come halfway up. Shodasha, exhale, bow all the way down. Saptadasha, bend the knees, lift the arms, gazing up. And exhale back to Samastitihi. Good. 1 more time, please. Ekam, inhale, bend and reach. Dway, exhale, bow over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening, looking up. Chaturanga, exhale, step back, maybe lower down. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, downward facing dog. Sapta, inhale, right foot forward, drop the left foot, warrior 1. Ashto, exhale, hands down, step back. Nawa, inhale, upward facing dog. Dasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward, rise into warrior 1. Dwadasha, exhale, hands down, step back. Triyodasha, inhale, upward facing dog. Chaturdasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Full, deep, spacious breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last exhale here is 5. Panchadasha, bring feet to the hands, lengthen and look up. Shodasha, exhale, bow all the way down. Saptadasha, Utkatasana, bend the knees, lift the arms, look up. And exhale back to Samastitihi. 1 more round, actually, we'll do our 5. Ekam, inhale, bend and reach. Last one this time for sure. Dway, exhale, bow over the legs. Trini, inhale, lengthening, looking up. Chatwari, exhale, stepping back, lowering. Pancha, inhale, upward facing dog. Shat, exhale, downward facing dog. Sapta, inhale, right foot forward, rise into warrior 1. Ashto, exhale, hands down, step back, and lower. Nawa, inhale, upward facing dog. Dasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward, rise into warrior 1. Dwadasha, exhale, hands down, step back. Triyodasha, inhale, upward facing dog. Chaturdasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Enjoy these last 5 breaths in downward dog. 1. Deepening that breath, lifting below the navel, 2, 3, 4, and last exhale is 5. Panchadasha, feet to the hands, lengthening, coming halfway up. Shodasha, exhale, bow all the way down. Saptadasha, bend the knees, lift the arms and look up. And exhale back to Samastitihi. Good, let's begin the standing postures. Inhale, hands on the hips, feet about hip distance apart, broaden the collarbones, look up. Exhale, take the big toes with the peace fingers. This is Hasta Padangusthasana. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, bow forward over your legs. Breathing here, 1, 2, shifting weight towards the front of the heels, 4. Last exhale is 5. Inhale, just lengthen and look up. As much length as you can get to your arms, legs, and spine. Exhale, tuck your hands under your feet. Padahastasana, take another inhale, lengthening. And then exhale, bow down again. Draw in below the navel. Let the head be heavy. 1, 2, getting that breath really smooth and spacious. 3, 4. Last exhale here, heavy head, light belly. 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, stay right there. And then hands climb to the hips and inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, back to Samastitihi, back to the top of your mat. Inhale, step the right foot out, arms outstretched, turn to the side. Exhale for Uttita Trikonasana over the right leg. So tipping over the right leg for Uttita Trikonasana. Pressing into the feet, maybe gazing to the left thumb. This is 1. Find your legs, find that drawing in below the navel, lifting from the pelvic floor to lengthen. 2, 3, breathing steady and sweet here. 4. One more exhale is 5. Inhale, rise to center, feet parallel, arms outstretched. Exhale, turn to the top or to the left and tip over the left leg. So that's 1 smooth breath out if possible. Right arm is reaching up, maybe gaze to the thumb, or any steady gaze. 1. Finding that lift and length to the midline. 2, 3, 4, and 1 more exhale is 5. Inhale, rise all the way up, feet parallel, arms outstretched. Exhale, Parvrita Trikonasana over the right leg. So pivot the feet, left palm to the outside of the right foot, right hand to the hip, or right arm reaching up, rotating, gazing up, if possible. Breathing here. 1. Find your legs, find your belly. 2, 3, 4. Last exhale here is 5. Inhale, rise all the way up, feet parallel, arms outstretched. Exhale, switch, turn to the top, tipping over the left leg. Right hand comes to the outside, roll the left shoulder open, looking up if you can. 1. Finding your legs, drawing in below the navel. 2. Lengthening your spine from the hips to the shoulders. 3, 4. 1 more exhale here is 5. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms outstretched, feet parallel. Exhale, step back to the top of your mat. Good, let's take a bigger step out with the right foot, arms out. Inhale. Exhale, Uttita Parsva Konasana, bend the right knee, left forearm overhead. Left arm overhead, maybe right forearm to thigh or palm to the floor. Breathing here. 1, 2, drawing in below the navel. See if you can get a little more length with that. 3, 4, and exhale, 5. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms outstretched. Switching sides, exhale, turn the feet, bend the left knee, and reach the right arm overhead. Breathing here, again, Utthita Parsvakonasana, extended side angle pose. Take a steady gaze, come back to your breath. Remember the intention. Convey the message, that message of gratitude, wisdom, compassion. One more exhale. Inhale, rise up, arms outstretched, feet parallel. Exhale for Parvrita Parsvakonasana. So it could be a prayer twist over the right leg, or it could be left palm to the floor on the outside of the right foot and right arm reaching overhead. Start with your first exhale here as number 1. 2, finding your legs, finding your midline. 3, finding your breath. 4. One more exhale here is 5. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms outstretched, feet parallel. Exhale, Parvrita Parsvakonasana to the other side. So again, it could be that prayer twist. It could be that right palm to the floor on the outside of the left foot. Breathing here, find your legs, find your breath, settle your gaze. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms outstretched. Step back to the top of your mat, exhale. Good, let's step the right foot out again. Inhale, arms outstretched. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Exhale, bow forward over your wide legs. Take an inhale, just lengthen and look up. And then exhale, walk your hands back and bow over your legs. Inhale and exhale, 1. Heavy head, light belly, 2. Strong legs, hips lifted, 3. 4. And one more exhale is 5. Inhale, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, stay right there. Hands to the hips. As you inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, stay right there. Inhale, arms outstretched. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, just lengthen and look up. Keep the hands on the hips. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana B, fold over your legs. Breathing here, 1. 2, really finding your legs, finding your belly. 3, 4, and last exhale is 5. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms outstretched. Exhale, hands interlaced behind your back. Inhale, broaden the chest, look up, press into the feet. Exhale, bow over the legs with the arms bound. Breathing here. Prasarita Padottanasana C. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms outstretched. Exhale, just bring hands to hips. Inhale here, exhale, bow forward, take your big toes. Lengthening as you inhale, final round of Prasarita Padottanasana. Exhale, bow forward. So upper arms are parallel to your legs as your elbows bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last exhale is 5. Inhale, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, stay right there, hands to the hips. As you inhale, stand all the way up. And then exhale, step back to Salutation B. Feet together, arms down. Let's outstretch our arms, inhale. Bend or spin the thumbs down, the palms back, bend the elbows. You either grab opposite elbows or bring palms together behind your back. Take a step with your right foot and turn all the way around as you inhale. You might add an extra breath, but lifting the chest, inhaling, leaning back, and then exhaling, bowing over that right leg. Breathing here. If you can, press your palms together. Draw in below the navel and lift the hips as you bow the head. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, rise all the way up. Pivot the feet. Let's take that extra breath. Exhale here. Inhale, lift up, maybe lean back. This is Parasvatanasana. Exhale, bow over that left leg. Take your time. Breathing here. 1, 2. Lift the belly in and up. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, rise. Turn to the right as you outstretch your arms, and then step back to Samasthiti as you exhale. Good, let's step out again, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna step out, but hands to the hips in Samasthiti. Let's move into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So we'll start by keeping the left hand on the left hip, taking a very steady gaze with your eyes. Inhale, lift your right leg and take your toe. Exhale, stay here, or you might be bowing over that right leg for that whole first part. 1, 2, draw in below the navel. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, just lengthening. Exhale, opening that right leg to the right, maybe gazing to the left. 1, 2, can do this. Stand up tall. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, back to center. This time, bow to your knee or imagine it as you exhale. And then both hands on the hips. Keep the leg lifted, breathing. 1. Stand up tall. You can do this. 2, 3, 4. One more inhale, exhale. 5. Good, let's do the same thing on the other side. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Right hand on the hip, lift the left leg. Take that steady gaze, inhale and exhale into the pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, opening to the left. Maybe keep that steady gaze or turn to the right. 1, 2, stand tall on that right leg, please. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, back to center. Again, you're gonna bow to the knee or just do whatever you can in that regard. And then hands to the hips, keep the leg lifted. 1, 2, steady breath, stand up tall. 3, 4, inhale and exhale, foot down, arms down. 5. Awesome, let's move into Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. So you could take half lotus with your right leg, that might be it. Maybe right hand comes behind to grab the upper left arm. Maybe right hand grabs the right foot. You can stay standing up or fold over your legs. Let's start the counting now. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Remember your intention here. 4. It's a challenging practice, so can you offer that kind of kindness, care to yourself, even in the midst of the challenges. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, a little lengthening breath. Exhale, stay there, and then inhale, rise and release that right leg. And then bring the foot down and the arms down, exhale. Good, let's do the same thing on the other side. So standing on the right leg, it could be half lotus with the left leg. Maybe left arm behind to grab the upper right arm or to grab the left foot, perhaps folding over the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthening, looking up. Exhale, stay there, and then inhale, stand all the way up if you were down. Release that leg, and then feet together and arms down. Let's Vinyasa to downward dog. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, step back and lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Let this be a cleansing sequence. Exhale, rolling back to downward dog. Right away, bring feet to the hands and inhale into Utkatasana. So we're going to inhale into Utkatasana and breathe here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, bow over your legs on number 5. Just come halfway up as you inhale. Step back to Chaturanga or plank as you exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's step the right foot between the hands. Rise into warrior 1 as you inhale. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. This is an exhale. 1. Reach into the left foot as you lift up through the arms. 2, 3, 4. Draw in below the navel. 1 more exhale is 5. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Turn the feet to the back and bend the left knee for warrior 1 to the other side. 1, 2, find your legs, find your midline here. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, open into warrior 2, facing the left leg. 1, 2, find your breath here. 3, let it be steady and sweet. 4, really the source of that intention. Convey the intention through the breath. Let's make that exhale number 5. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Turn to the top and bend your right knee as you exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and inhale here, exhale 5, hands to the floor, step into Chaturanga or plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome, we're gonna move into seated. So you can jump through or just fold your legs and sit down. Legs outstretched. First seated pose is Dandasana. So legs outstretched in front of you, palms to the floor next to your hips. Broaden the collarbones, draw in below the navel deeply, and then bow your head. So drop your chin to your chest. 1. Maybe you hug your legs in and press down enough to lift your heels. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, pause. Inhale, reach for the big toes for Paschimottanasana. Exhale, bow over the legs. Breathing here, Paschimottanasana A. Just inhale and exhale, 1. 2, letting the hips move back as the armpit chest moves forward. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, just lengthen and look up. Exhale, wrap your thumbs around the tops of your feet, fingers around the bottoms of your feet, lengthen, and exhale for Paschimottanasana B. 1. 2, again, deeply lifting below the navel to help lengthen your torso. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release the pose. So we're gonna take this a Vinyasa here. You can always modify. So fold your legs, step back to Chaturanga or plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now let's bring the legs forward and the bottom down again. Legs outstretched for Purvottanasana, reverse plank. So you could choose to keep your bottom on the ground and just press your hands in and broaden your chest. Or you can lift your hips up, point your toes to the floor, drop your head back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale again, exhale, lower down is 5. Fold the legs in front of you. Inhale, press down and lift up. Step back and maybe exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's jump through and sit down again. So legs forward, bottom down, legs outstretched. So the first or the next seated pose is going to be Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. So that means you put the right leg in half lotus. Maybe wrap the right arm and grab the upper left arm, or grab the right foot. Inhale, lengthen over the legs. Exhale, bow down. Breathing here, 1. 2, just take your time. Follow your own breath here. 3, 4, really finding that midline, knitting together pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, releasing that right leg. So we're not going to vinyasa between sides, but by all means, if you wanted to add that, you could. Let's fold the left foot into half lotus. Wrap the left arm behind, reach for the right foot. Inhale. Exhale, bow over the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last exhale is 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release that left leg. Maybe fold the legs in front of you, press and lift up. Inhale, step to plank or chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna jump through and sit down again. This time the left leg is outstretched. The right foot is folded back behind you for Tirang Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Inhale, reach for the left leg. Exhale, bow over the legs. Breathing here, 1, 2, really, again, just taking these moments to reconnect with intention, just sensing, conveying that message. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release and outstretch the right leg. Let's lean to the right, fold the left foot back behind you, and then inhale, reach for the right leg. So switching sides. Exhale, bowing down, breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release and outstretch the left leg. Fold the legs in. Inhale, press and lift up. Exhale, step to plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sitting down, stretching the legs out again for Janu Shirshasana A. So bring the sole of the right foot to the left thigh, and then inhale, reach for the left leg. Exhale, bow over the legs. Breathing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen, looking up. Exhale, releasing that right leg. Other side, left foot to the right thigh. Janu Shirshasana A. Inhale, reach for the right leg. Exhale, bow forward. Breathing here. 1, 2. In the seated poses, going even deeper to the midline. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release that left leg. Maybe fold the legs in front of you. Inhale, press and lift up. Exhale, step to plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sit down and outstretch your legs again. We're going to do Janu Shirshasana B. So we'll fold the right foot to the left thigh, just like the first variation. And then pick up your bottom and roll up onto your right heel. So the knee is angled about 80 degrees out from the left leg. And then inhale, reach for the left foot. Exhale, bow over the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release, rolling off of that right foot, outstretching the leg. Let's do the other side, folding left foot in, picking up, rolling on top of the heel, right leg outstretched. Inhale, reach for the right leg. Exhale, bow over it. Breathing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more exhale is 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release the pose and outstretch that left leg. Let's fold the legs, press and lift as you inhale. Step back to plank or chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's jump through and sit down again with the legs outstretched. This time for Marichyasana A. So I'm going to take the right foot and fold it like into a squat position. And then reach the right arm up, inhale. Reach forward as you exhale. Rotate the right palm up and wrap the right arm in front of the right shin. Clasp the hands and exhale, bow over the left leg. 1. Steady breath, draw in below the navel here. 2. 3, grounding into that right foot. 4. And one more exhale, 5. Lengthening as you inhale. Exhale, releasing that pose on the right side. Same thing on the other side. Fold the left foot into that squat position. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, curl, lift the belly, reach forward. Spin the palm up and then wrap the left arm in front of the shin. Clasp the hands behind the back. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, deep, deep lifting into the belly, and 5. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release that left leg. Fold the legs, inhale, lift up. Exhale, step back, maybe lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Jump through and sit down again, legs outstretched. So for Marichyasana B, you could either do half lotus or no lotus with the left leg. So it's either going to be left leg in half lotus or no lotus, and then right foot in Marichyasana, okay? So right foot in a squat, left leg in half lotus or no lotus. Come around on the inside of your right shin, maybe wrap your arm and clasp your hands behind you. Inhale and exhale, bow over the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, a little bit of length and look up. Exhale, release the bind. First, the right leg comes out, then the left leg comes out. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So again, this time it's either right foot in half lotus or no lotus, just fold it in front of you. And then left foot in Marichyasana, in that squat position. Coming on the inside of the left leg, maybe wrapping left arm around the left shin, clasping hands behind your back. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Finding your belly here as you move into a little tight ball. 4. And exhale, 5. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release first the left leg, then the right leg. Let's fold the legs, press and lift up. Inhale, step back, lower down, exhale. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Bring the legs forward and the bottom down. Again, legs outstretched. Marichyasana C. So we're going to fold the right foot into that squat position. And then we're going to turn towards the right leg. So you might like to hug the leg or wrap the arm and then look over the right shoulder here. 1, 2, just twisting to the right. 3, 4, broadening the collarbones. Exhale, 5. Inhale, turn your gaze forward. Exhale, release the pose and outstretch the right leg. Same thing on the other side. Fold the left foot into that squat position, turning to the left, either hugging the knee or wrapping the right arm around the leg and clasping hands behind your back. 1. Broadening the collarbones. 2, 3, 4. And last exhale here is 5. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, releasing that twist, maybe folding the legs. Inhale, pick it up, step back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, rolling back. All right, let's move into Navasana. So everybody's favorite part of the primary series. Come through your bottom down, lift your legs up. You can hold your legs, you can reach your arms. 1. So into boat pose. 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 5. Fold the legs, palms down, press and lift, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Come back into it. You can do this. Just find your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 5. Fold the legs, palms down, lift up, inhale. Lower down, exhale, come back into it again. Lift the legs, breathing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 5, fold the legs, palms down, lift up, inhale, back down, exhale, come back into it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 5. Inhale, press and lift one more time. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back to Navasana. Last time. Breathing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 5. Fold the legs, palms down, lift up, inhale, lower down, exhale. Let's take a vinyasa, roll forward, step back, lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's bring our legs through and legs outstretched, lie all the way down onto your back. So as you lie down with your legs outstretched, just pause, hug your legs together, draw in below the navel gently. Let's walk the feet in. So we're going to start on our closing sequence, which means we're going to start with back bends. We're going to do 3 back bends for 5 full deep breaths each. So you could do bridge pose, keeping your upper arms and shoulders on the ground. You can do upward facing wheel pose, whichever you prefer. I'm going to do both, demonstrate both, and I'm just going to use the cue inhale up, okay, to come into it. So whatever your first version is going to be, find your pelvic floor, draw in below the navel, and then inhale, lift the hips up and breathe. 1. Use the backs of your legs, the fronts of your legs, your glutes. 2, 3. So your whole leg is engaged. 4. And lower down as you exhale. 5. Just pause for a full breath in and out here. And then let's lift up again with an inhale. So inhale, lifting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, lower down. 5. Just take a full breath, resting. And one more round of back bend. So with your inhale, lift up. So use your legs to help you lift. I like to imagine the pits of the knees moving forward and to help engage the legs and keep the belly engaged. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, lower down. 5. Pause, outstretch your legs, hug your legs together. Just neutralizing, really connecting to midline. And then you might choose to kind of pike your legs up a little bit and then rock up, fold your legs, step back for plank or chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Good, we're gonna jump through and sit down with the legs outstretched and move into Dandasana for a few breaths. So palms next to your hips or a little behind. Hug the legs, draw in below the navel deeply and drop the chin to the chest. 3 breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, Paschimottanasana, reach for the big toes. Exhale, just 3 breaths here. 1, over the legs. Really grounding to the belly. 2, and 3. Inhale, lengthen and look up. Exhale, release and fold the legs. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, step back, maybe lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So I want to let you decide. We're going to take just 1 minute, and you can either come into child's pose, or you can take a minute to practice a handstand at the wall. So one of those options would be good, just for about 60 seconds or so, whatever you choose. You could use a wall if you'd like to go up into your handstand, or maybe you just come into child's pose, or maybe somewhere in between, like L-shaped pose. Just about 15 more seconds. If you went all the way up, you might rest in child's pose for a few more breaths. And then we're gonna rise up, move our legs to the side, and we're gonna lie back down onto our backs. So lie down. So we're gonna move into our shoulder stand sequence. And it's gonna be a somewhat modified shoulder stand. You might prefer to just put your legs up the wall, or drape your legs over a chair or a sofa or whatever you have nearby. Otherwise, follow along for shoulder stand. So I like to lie down all the way, pike the legs up. I like to bring my toes to the floor first so I can really wrap my upper arms under. Ground into the arms, hands to the lower back, and lift the legs up. We're going to do about 10 full deep breaths here. 1, 2, gazing steady to the abdomen. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's bring toes to the floor behind your head. I don't really have enough space, but toenails on the floor, I guess I kind of do. 1, halasana. 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you can, bend your knees to either side of your ears for Karna Pidasana. 1, 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's roll all the way down onto our backs for Matsyasana. Legs are outstretched at first. Bottom is kind of on your wrists. Press your elbows down. Shift my position a little bit. Press your elbows down, arch your back, tip your head back. 1, 2, draw in below the navel deeply here. 3, 4, and 5. Press your elbows down, tuck the chin, and lower all the way onto your back. And just pause for about 2 to 3 breaths, just resting on your back. 1, 2, and 1 more exhale is 3. Good, so let's pike the legs a little bit, lifting the hips, roll forward, fold the legs, step into chaturanga or plank, and then lower down, exhale, inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Good, let's touch the knees down. So the last 2 poses, headstand and child's pose. So you might be experimenting with the foundations of headstand. just work wherever you are. I'm going to start with foundations and then come into it for about 10 full deep breaths, okay? And then child's pose right away after. So you could start with your elbows and forearms on the ground. I like to interlace my fingers. Touch the very top of the head to the floor. Hold the back of the head in the hands. Lift the knees and walk the feet in towards the elbows. You could stay right there and breathe, or you can lift your legs up into Shavasana headstand. 1, 10 deep breaths here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As you exhale for 10, you might come all the way down or you might hover halfway. And then slowly come all the way down into child's pose. About 5 full deep breaths in child's pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more exhale here is 5. Inhale, come to hands and knees, step to high plank or chaturanga. Exhale, inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, let's sit down and outstretch the legs for a moment. And we're gonna move into our closing mudra, so we're almost finished. Let's first fold the legs into either a seated cross-legged position or half lotus or full lotus. So if you were doing half or full lotus, it would be, for full lotus, it would be right leg first and then left leg. Baddha Padmasana and then Yoga Mudra. So Baddha Padmasana could be grabbing the feet with the hands or just grabbing opposite elbows behind the back. Yoga Mudra, you bow forward. We're going to breathe 10 full deep breaths in each of these. Gaze here is to the third eye, bowing the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and exhale one more time is 10. Inhale, come all the way up, arms outstretched for Padmasana. So touching the pointer finger and thumb together, outstretching the middle ring and pinky fingers, broaden the collarbones, drop the chin to the chest. Lift the belly deeply here. 1, gazing down at the floor in front of your shins. 2, 3, 4, just full, deep, spacious breath. 5, exhaling, drawing in below the navel. 6, knitting together pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, lift your gaze, palms to the floor. This time is Uprooted Lotus. So you press with your hands. You might just feel some lightness in your bottom, or it lifts all the way up. 1, gaze is steady. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more inhale. Exhale down for 10. Let's unfold the legs. You can lie right down or a little more traditional. Roll forward, step to high plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bring the feet to the hands, come halfway up, inhale. Bow all the way down, exhale. Stand up, lift the arms and look up, inhale. Arms to your sides, exhale. We'll come all the way down, inhale, reaching up. One more vinyasa, exhale, bow over the legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, maybe lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll back. Now jump through and lie down. Jump through and lie down and take rest. So as you move into Shavasana, take a few rounds of breath where you just exhale through the mouth. Just letting go of all effort to control the breath. You might choose to close your eyes. And really, as you rest, just resting in that vibration of your intention, right? That intention that is an offering of gratitude, an acknowledgement of your own wise and compassionate presence, your own capacity to awaken as your own best healer. Just receiving the nourishment of that intention. As you rest, the closing intention is something that can arise quite naturally. And it's just a sincere wish that our own practice and cultivation of these inner qualities of gratitude, wisdom, compassion might in some way be of benefit, not just to ourselves, but to others. So just sensing kind of the fruit of your practice in that way, or the clarity of intention that can come with practice.